recording? Yeah, we are. Fire. Okay. What is going on, everyone? Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, how the heck are you doing today? I hope I find everyone well. I hope everyone's happy, healthy, living life to the fullest. I hope everyone's having a great week or has had a great trading week if you traded this week. Today, I kind of want to bring a topic up that I don't feel like I've really talked about, and that is just the topic of how I go about passing my prop firm evals, right? Because I feel like that's something that a lot of people can't exactly figure out, and this isn't some, you know, make sure nobody's about to come up and hit me from behind, but anywho, yeah, this isn't some sort of guide that's just going to give you, you know, everything that you need, and, you know, you're just automatically going to be able to pass every eval that you know, go into. But, you know, this is just some pointers that you might be able to at least, you know, cross off your list to determine whether or not maybe you're ready for evals, whether you're not ready for evals, things like that. So you're just not, you know, you're not sitting here just wasting money, right? When it comes to evals, I just want you to know ahead of time, like, to anyone who doesn't already know this, those prop firm evals are hard, man. Honestly, I feel like prop firm evals are much harder than actually trading your own live account, only because of the fact that there's so many limitations and so many little things, you know, that go into being able to pass and being able to, you know, get payouts from prop firms, right? I mean, with the limited drawdowns, you know, the many rules that some prop firms might have. I trade with Top Step, so I don't really have anything to worry about whenever it comes down to rules and stuff, you know. They don't have any rules, realistically, other than don't hit your drawdown, you know. Nothing stopping me from trading how I want to with them, and that's something that I enjoy and love. But yeah, I mean, prop firm evals, to begin with, they are hard to pass. It is not something that you're just going to, you know, off-rip start passing and, you know, you're just off-rip going to be able to sit here and, you know, make heaps of money. That's just not the way that works. But before you even get into a prop eval, or even buying one, whatever it may be, I want to say this. If you are paying for, you know, a prop eval, you're essentially paying because you feel confident in yourself and your system to be able to pass the eval, right? And if you've spent all this time paper trading but haven't really traded as if you were on, you know, as if you're on the eval, then I feel like you're going to end up failing every time, because you're not going to, you know, understand your minimums, your maximums for things. And what I mean by that is, for me, my maximum stop loss is $500. If I am going to go over $500, I will not take that setup. I'm not going to take a setup that's going to have me risking, you know, 700 or, you know, more than that, or up to 1,000. Like Top Step, their daily loss limit is 1,000. So I'm not going to go all the way there. I'm just not. I see that as pointless. If you're banking all on, you know, one trade, essentially, then you're going to have a really, really difficult time with this stuff. You've got to spread it out. You've got to space it out. Give yourself time to be able to actually pass these things, right? And for me, you know, as I mentioned, I have, you know, my max stop loss is a $500 stop loss. And that's not to say, oh, you know, I don't take anything below a $500. No, you know, if I can find a smaller stop loss, obviously, I mean, I'm definitely going to if I can. I feel like that's pretty... Ooh, I did not expect this lane to be stopped so suddenly. That was kind of scary. I didn't like that. Bro, some people are driving a little crazy out here, man. Like this fucking Hyundai behind me. Sorry if I keep stopping in between. I'm just trying to pay attention to people around me. It's really the only thing that's going to keep me alive, obviously. Why are you on my ass, big dog? Like, back up. I don't know if y'all can see that in my mirror, but back up. Back up. Back up just a bit. Maybe they just look a bit closer. Thank you. Finally. Give me a little bit of space, brother. So how I have my, you know, $500 limit. Of course, if I can find a smaller stop, then I will. Or, you know, let's say I'm on NQ, right? Or I'm on gold, GC1, you know, and I decide that, you know, I've found a suitable entry based off of my system, and, you know, I want to take the trade because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's, you know, it matches with my system. But the only thing holding me up is just I have a really big stop loss that I'm not comfortable with. Well, what I'll then do is go to MNQ or MGC, or, you know, the smaller form of whatever I am trading, which for me it's, you know, either NQ or GC, and I will just try and, you know, run as many contracts as I can without surpassing, you know, my limit. I will try to give myself, you know, at least a decent trade. You know, I don't want to be trading for pennies, because that's not going to get me anywhere at the end of the day. But I also, you know, I don't want to ruin myself before I even get a chance to really try and actually flourish, you know, with all these things. So that's why I set my $500, you know, that is a $500, also that's my daily loss limit. That is my personal daily loss limit. Top Step will let me go to a K, obviously, but for me, I'm not going to go all the way to a K. I'm not going to hit that, you know, I'm not going to give myself 2 days, essentially, where I can potentially lose and take away everything. That's just, to me at least, it doesn't matter how good my strategy is or how much I trust myself. That's just silly. That's stupid. Why would I do that? I want to give myself a little bit of time and a little bit of breathing room so I don't feel stressed the whole time. Don't stress yourself out while you're trying to sit here and do an eval, man, you know? Close my windpipe, or my wind flap, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you know, there's just no point to me adding stress onto myself while I'm sitting here trying to do or pass these evals. It's just nonsensical to sit here and, you know, again, risk it all on 1 or 2 trades, right? Give it a little bit of time. For me, with my $500 daily loss, with, you know, on a 50K account with a max loss of 2K, well, you know, that gives me 4 trades. That gives me 4 days. Or, you know, if I'm taking massive size on each of them, 4 trades. You know, I can fit probably, you know, a good couple of trades out of, you know, just staying within those confines and sizing down on like MNQ or MGC. So that's something that I like to do. You know, I'm probably going to treat you guys to a little beach trip here in a minute on the way home. Because honestly, I feel like that's a spot that I haven't gone to yet. Yeah, I don't think I've ever made a video involving the beach. And honestly, I kind of want to just go and enjoy the day. It is so nice out. I'm out here, t-shirt. Again, I do not advise riding without gear. I do it because I trust myself and I trust my ability to stay upright. I do not intend on crashing, and I understand that gear prevents, you know, it's prevented. I get it. I've been through the ringer. I understand. Before anyone says anything, I know people will. I'm enjoying myself. Let me live my life. Alright. I've already crashed before. I know what that's like. Yes, I know. I'm well aware of the consequences. But you know, it's nice out. I want to go enjoy just the weather just a little bit, you know. Go enjoy just the peace and the calm of the beach. I like going there sometimes, especially if I'm having a bad day or something, man. Just sitting at the beach, it is one of the nicest feelings ever. It is so calming. It is so relaxing. I love it. We don't have, you know, the best beach here by any means. Our beach is pretty crappy compared to, you know, majority of beaches out there, but like, for what it is, I definitely, I enjoy it for what it is, man. It's a beach. Man, I loved it Easter morning because I was able to come right through here on this bend and just absolutely rip it through this bend because there was no one on the road and I was heading to work. It was so great. I loved it. I want to go out to Pongo sometime soon and give you guys a video with that, to be honest, because Pongo's pretty cool. There's a bunch, that's pretty much where all the twisties are for Virginia, at least. So yeah, I might go to the nicer beach, to be honest. I think that would be better. This is one of the really nice neighborhoods around here, man. I would love to own a house over here, but I do not make that kind of money, so I don't make nowhere near the kind of money for one of these houses. Is there no sort of actual, like, parking for me out here? I want to park in the wrong spot. I guess I can park right here. Fucking my hat was like stuck to my thing. Stuck to the back of my bike. I'm not gonna stay too long because personally I don't want to get towed, and I don't know if you can. I know in the summer you can park around here, like areas like that, but I don't know if you can off season, because technically it's still off season. Man, these houses are so nice. Oh man, the good old beach. Man, I love coming here in the summer, climbing on those rocks right there. That'll go all the way down to the end. You're not supposed to, but, you know, gotta have a little bit of fun. Yeah, I would love to have one of these houses out here, man. It would be so sick. Yeah, anyhow, as I was saying, another big thing that I also feel like people overlook is just is confidence, right? A lot of people just don't have confidence in their own strat, and you'll say, you know, oh, I feel confident in my strat, but you don't really feel confident, because otherwise you wouldn't stray away from your strat. You wouldn't do random things that don't make sense involving your strat. You wouldn't change things up, right? If you felt confident in your strat. And I feel like confidence is probably one of the biggest things that you need to have if you have any hopes of wanting to potentially pass, you know? If you have any potential hope of wanting to pass your evals and stuff like that, then you need to have confidence in yourself, in your trading system, in your rules, in everything that you do. Otherwise, you are going to get messed up very, very fast. And the reason why, like for me, I pass my evals pretty quickly is usually just attributed to the fact that I do have that confidence in myself, in my strategy, in what I'm doing, in my analysis. I have the confidence to be able to take the trades that I need to, so that way I can actually be able to, you know, actually I'm probably not going to go all the way on the sand. I don't want sand in my shoes. But yeah, you need confidence. You need confidence. Otherwise you're just going to get nowhere with it. You're going to mess yourself up. You're going to psych yourself out. Because I mean, again, as I was mentioning, like if you're on a 50k account, you have 2k to work with. 2k. You have a 2k drawdown to work with. And if you're not confident, you know, even if just 2 or 3 out of the 4, you know, trades that you take, let's say, you know, you're taking them and you have $500 stop losses on each, even if you just psych yourself out on 2 to 3 of them, you've already messed yourself up a majority of the way. You haven't even grown. You haven't given yourself any ability to grow. So yeah, I feel like all these things would be the pointers. Oh, there's a wasp right there. Fuck a wasp. I ain't doing that. I hate wasps. It's one thing about me, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate wasps. I don't think there's anyone out there that likes them, but if there is, I'm sorry. I hate them. They are terrifying. Man, it would suck. Come back out, my bike's towed. Such a nice neighborhood. Really like the brick house right there. Oh, I can imagine parking my bike in front of that baby. Oh, golly. My bike's dirty, man. He is dirty. I don't think I've ever walked y'all around my bike, by the way. This is from one of my first crashes about like 2 months in, and ended up having to low side it. There's another one. Some more scrapes over here, and then this blinker that I still need to fix. I have the new blinker to replace it, I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, that's damage, some damage over here. It's all sorts of damage, man. Some damage under here, back here. And that was from my other crash that I ended up actually having. That one was literally my own fault. I was going to make a turn, and in that turn I made the dummy mistake of front brake. Going to make a turn, car was coming, I decided I need to stop quick, so I just grabbed a fistful of front brake, and that front tire slid out from under me, man. Yeah, that one was early on in my riding career. That was like, what, maybe like a month in. And mind you, when it comes down to riding as well, I didn't ever take the MSF. I didn't ever take anything like that. I never took some safety course or, you know, some course on how to ride or anything like that. Everything that I've learned up to now is just simply from me doing it myself. Yeah, it's just all from me doing it myself and just watching YouTube videos and going out and learning the hard way, which is a lot of falling and a lot of dropping and a lot of just all of that. It sucked for the first little while, but now I'm much more confident on my bike. I know the ins and outs of what's... Ooh, my gosh, there's so many bikes right there. I wonder who owns them. But yeah, I didn't take any of that. I just taught myself everything. I mean, I did have like my buddy who got me into bikes kind of show me the ropes of things, but I mean, it wasn't ever like a, you know, like full on run through of everything. He just showed me, here's your clutch, here's your throttle, here's how to, you know, here's how to shift, yada yada. I mean, I already knew how a manual worked because that's how I learned how to drive when I first started driving. My dad refused to let me drive anything other than a manual. He was like, if you can drive this, you can drive anything. And I mean, he's right. I can literally drive anything. There's been a lot of times in my life where driving a manual has came into of massive use. But anywho, I am probably going to end up ending the video around here. I'm gonna go get some food and probably go out and ride for a bit because it's supposed to be really nice for the rest of the day, and I think it's supposed to be kind of gloomy and rainy tomorrow, and honestly I want to enjoy the weather while I can. But anywho, also on that note, if you guys want to see more stuff like just ride footage and stuff, let me know down below, man. Like I mean, I don't have the fastest bike in the world, you know, and I'm never doing anything super crazy. I'm just kind of here, just cruising around town mostly. I mean, I have fun, you know, where I can. I wish there was more twisty roads out here so I could actually really push this bike to its limits. Because I mean, going in a straight line is not always the funnest thing. I mean, I will admit it gets very boring very fast, but you know, I definitely this summer am going to be taking some trips and trying to actually get out more. I do plan on going out to the Tail of the Dragon as well, which I'm definitely bringing y'all along for that. So expect that video in probably like a month or two. I'm gonna take this puppy out and we're gonna see how she fares on the Dragon. But anywho, aside from that, I hope all of you have a great rest of your weekend. I hope everyone has a grand time next week. And you know, if you traded this week, I really hope that you had, you know, great success this week. If you didn't, then hey, guess what? There's always next week. Always next week. I had a pretty decent week myself. wasn't too bad. Started another Top Step eval, ended up losing my my Take Profit Trader account due to, I didn't realize that it doesn't close out your trades at 5. Like, it doesn't auto close it, whereas Top Step, it'll auto close your trades at 4. But with Take Profit Trader, I guess that's one of the rules. If you don't close it before 5, then it's just going to blow your account. And so that account's gone. Got a new Top Step account. I was like, I feel comfortable with Top Step. I honestly just want to go back to Top Step. It would be nice having the daily payouts, but it is what it is. We'll revisit Take Profit in the future at some time, but for now we're sticking with Top Step. But anywho, I hope all of you have a great weekend, have a great week next week. You know, anything that you did this week, if you had a bad week, whatever it may be, let me know down below. All right, let me know what's up with you guys in the comments. All right, but anywho, I'll catch all of you peeps later. Y'all stay breezy. Alright, peace.